Hi, welcome back to C2C World TV. I'm Yvonne Jones, your host for today's show, with our lovely co-host, Robin Eddleman. We're excited to have back Dr. Thomas Hill, also known as Dr. T, for his own bi-weekly show on C2C World TV called Dr. T's Redox Business Builders School, with his special guest this evening, Tom Gay, founder of EngagePro. Dr. Thomas Hill is a longtime professional who seamlessly combines unique management tools with creative networking and marketing strategies. He holds a doctorate degree, EDD, in a field related to health and athletic performance optimization, with demonstrated expertise in redox biology along with anti-aging mechanisms. Dr. T provides consulting, educational, and product development services related to health. C2C World TV is specifically designed by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs, and today's sponsor for the show is Edible Home Gardens Ranch, RV Resorts, and tiny home communities with safe and affordable locations starting at only $250 a month up to $500 a month. Investors can earn a fixed 7% to 12% per annum paid monthly, or 35% fixed for each invested RV resort. Dr. T has a special guest joining with us this evening, Tom Gay, who is the founder of EngagePro. Welcome, Dr. Hill and Tom, to C2C World TV.
Well, thank you, Yvonne, and thank you, Robin. I'm almost excited. Robin said a little earlier that she's almost speechless. And I was watching the show. I didn't know there was a disease called YIP. And I guess it's when you get ready to speak, nothing comes out of your mouth. Well, I don't have that problem today because I'm with my favorite guy, Tom Gay. Tom, thank you for being my guest today.
Oh, it's a pleasure. You know, wherever you show up, I want to as well. They say you're known by the company you keep.
Yes.
What can I say? This is amazing.
It's a good.
It is. You know, in fact, it's Tom who encouraged me to really kind of launch Dr. T's Redox Business Builder School, because as long as I had it in my mind, it was never going to be on paper. And being part of the school community, when you look at what Tom has built onschool.com and the communities that has continued to evolve, mine is right there. In fact, if it looks like I stole something from him, well, I had some of his permission because he's part of the school in my mind, but also literally he's a part of that community. So again, welcome, Tom. I wanted to start out with you as a guest, Tom, but more than that, I told him this is like his show. I feel like I'm one of his sons. He's kind of adopted me, and we have a very special relationship. So I'd like for you to just kind of start, Tom, with tell us a little bit about yourself, and then kind of tell us a little bit about what EngagePro is. And I think you got something new called TRAP or TRIP or TERPA or something. I think you call it Trusted Referral Partner Alliance Community. So talk a little bit about you, then going into EngagePro, and then tell us about this new thing you got.
All right. Well, how many hours do we have, Dr. Hill?
Yeah, we can.
We can come back, reschedule.
Yeah, we can do a couple segments.
Well, if I were a tree and you want to count the years, the number of rings that you would see inside of cutting this tree down would be quite significant.
Yeah.
But I'm essentially known as a serial marketing technology entrepreneur.
Okay.
I've started 7 companies. EngagePro is my 7th.
Lucky number.
Yes. And, that gets to one of the secrets of entrepreneuring. I have to give you the secret here at the beginning. For those of you who are entrepreneurs out there, the secret to entrepreneuring is to stay alive long enough to get lucky.
And how to spell the name entrepreneur, right?
Yeah, that's helpful. But over the years, I've built some pretty sizable companies. Took one public, sold 2 to NYSE firms, sold 1 to a private equity company, built an amazing ministry in South Africa that has a global support organization, self-sustaining now, led by South Africans. Each of these has a story, but essentially I come from a background of marketing and marketing research. And that sets the stage for how I get to where I am today. Okay, so let's talk about marketing research. Dr. Hill, I don't think you and I have ever had this conversation.
Okay, I'm all ears. Come on.
So if you think about someone who's got a background in marketing research, not marketing, marketing research, basically what they're doing is trying to get information about something.
Okay.
Okay, they're challenged by why is this, or what is this, or how is this?
Okay.
Well, as I learned some of the fundamentals of marketing research, what I learned is it's all about identifying, you could say a hypothesis if you're an academic, but I'll call it a problem.
Okay.
Identify a problem. If more than one person has that problem, you may have a market.
All right.
Okay. If enough people have it, it's worth investing in to create a systematic and repeatable solution to solve that problem.
All right.
And out of that comes a business opportunity.
Market research. Okay.
Well, I've extended market research into how do you become an entrepreneur? Well, you need to find a problem to solve.
Okay.
You need to find an audience to serve. You need to find something that will set you apart from how they're addressing or solving the problem today.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got to be easy to use, valuable, results producing, and more of those kinds of things.
Right.
But those fundamental principles become the starting place for evaluating all the companies that I've ended up creating.
Okay.
And over the years, I've enjoyed lots of fun building global businesses. And now in my late middle ages, I'm back right at the beginning with EngagePro, which goes back to one of those fundamental problems that we address.
Okay.
So
What was that problem, Tom? Kind of elaborate on that a little bit.
Okay, so I want everyone here who sees this to answer the question of themselves. I can't hear you. None of us can hear you. So this is just between you and you.
Okay.
Okay. How many of you are challenged by the need to get more new business or find more new clients or to create a sales pipeline that's meaningful and sufficient for you to reach your goals?
Okay.
What do you think of that as a problem?
I think that's a little problem. Yes, for most of us. Yes.
That's a real
At
problem.
least you went past the word challenged. That's what, you went further into detail. That was like the good point.
Yeah. So now just imagine there was a way to address that challenge
Okay.
that was systematic, repeatable, affordable, and allowed you to convert your vision into goals that are achievable.
Okay.
That's what I do.
Wow.
That's great.
How does that translate, Tom, to a point that we've talked about before as it relates to, and you have widely publicized this in your YouTube channels, and when I've been around you talking to people about when we're solving problems, there are multiple ways of doing that, different modalities of doing that. So many entrepreneurs think that the latest technology or the latest shining object will help me solve that. But for me, I have found the niche, but I spent time working with people, 48 years in public education still, and I'm still involved with it. 45 years of financial services. The equation, what was common, the common denominator, I guess we would say, are people. And you've talked about eliminating the digital noise and going back to having a relationship reset. Because if you've got a problem, but you're trying to address it digitally, if you look behind the profiles of people, regardless of how they access different modes of operation, be it social media, email campaigns, etc. What is the relationship reset about, and how do you help bring those two, people with a problem and getting away from the noise? How do you help people resolve that?
Well, let's start with a question. I know I've always heard don't answer a question with a question, but I'm going to do that now. Okay. How is what you're doing now working for you?
If you were to ask me, out this cheating, because I'm just as much doing what you're doing now in a different industry.
I know. Thank you for that.
It's hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's ask Robin and Yvonne just for. So, how would you address that question?
Hopefully, we would get past that.
Yeah. How about that? How would you address
Well,
that?
Robin, you go first, dear.
I'm just always working hard to better my best, and Tom Gay and Dr. Hill are always helping me master that. But yeah, I can always use improvement each and every day, and growing is a beautiful thing. So,
Yvonne, how would you address that question?
Well, with me, because I'm so old now. I've been around a long time and done a lot of different things, experimented along the way. And I think all of us have the experience of trying different platforms, right? Platforms this, platform A, B, C, D. And every one of these platforms, after you've spent your soul, basically, I don't want to say real soul, but you know what I mean, all your blood, sweat, and tears putting into somebody else's platform, and then they will censor you, or you'll get all kinds of interruptions because they get bought or sold up by somebody else, or whatever's going on, whatever their agenda is. And not to be too long-winded about that, but I decided to take a different approach and go my own way and create my own platform and my own show. So that's what I do.
Okay. So in your question time, come back to it.
Well,
you've answered the question with a question.
Okay. So I know the people who are listening to this are going to say, I don't know, or I've never thought of it that way, or something worse like, well, crap, I'm still trying to find the top of the pile.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the reality of the setting that we're in right now. And it's changed over the last decade. Maybe it's changed forever, or always changing. But over the last decade, and there are time inflections when you can look at something specifically and say, well, there was a turning point or a marker. But we've increasingly come under more and more noise and options and interruptions. And now if you look across the spectrum of what it is that we're involved in, we've got email campaigns, we've got text messages coming in all day long from people we don't know, pitching their best offer. Don't go away. It's going to happen. It's going to end today. We've got people filling our inboxes who've gone out and subscribed to an email automation. We've got bots and other kinds of tools scraping LinkedIn, trying to scrape Facebook, trying to scrape Alignable, to match you up with someone whoever is introducing you or suggesting you should meet that person doesn't know them, and they don't know you. But because an algorithm said, Dr. Hill, you'd be a great person for me to introduce to Yvonne, the bot goes and does it. And as I wrote a few weeks ago in a post, why don't you have your bot call my bot? And
I like that. That's a new approach.
Okay, that's the world that we're in. I call it digital noise.
Yeah.
We're buried in it. We're absolutely buried in it. And if you agree with that, then you'll agree with my declaration that the pendulum has gone too far in the direction of digital marketing and moved away from people interacting with people.
Yes.
Person to person communications.
Okay.
I don't think we'll ever shut off the digital marketing, but I can share, those of you who look at the difference between having a real conversation with someone versus having my bot kind of suggest something to your bot. There's a world of opportunity awaiting those who decide to focus on the relationship reset. I call it the great relationship reset.
I like it.
Let me trigger or tell you what triggered this for me.
Okay, please.
You've probably been in a setting like this. If you've ever been out, like I was one time, to dinner with my family, my dear wife and our daughter and her husband were together. We were in a Chili's type burger joint.
Yeah, yeah.
We're sitting down having our dinner, a conversation, and at the table across from us comes a family of 5.
Okay.
They're seated by the host. We've all been there. As they sat down, all 5 people brought out their cell phone.
Mm.
Yeah, you're right. And they start talking with whomever they're talking to, except for each other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, how unusual was that today?
Not.
Not. Yeah.
It
not.
is not.
And
Yeah.
back
How
in
about
the-
even in your home? Go ahead, Yvonne.
Back in the day, it was very offensive to do that. Used to be,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and then now it's like secondhand. It's just like, yeah.
Really, even in your homes. I mean,
Yeah.
I experienced that, with my own family.
Mhm.
Their heads are buried.
Right.
Well, it used to be just a television, but now we have all of our own screens. I'm surprised there's nothing wrong with our necks. We should all be called cranes.
Oh, yeah.
Because our heads,
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
our heads have been that way. Go ahead, Tom.
Well, what I said to myself, it was a wake-up call. And I made the declaration that it's time for the great relationship reset
Yay.
in our culture, in our society. And since that time, about 5 years ago, I've turned my focus on the quest to really illuminate that there is a better way. And in fact, I know it's not an either or
Right.
ending or circumstance, but it's got to be a both and.
Yes.
Technology and person-to-person communications.
Yeah.
And the more that people can do the two together, the more likely it is, with the right tools, the more likely it is that you're not going to be sitting there with an empty pipeline.
Let me interrupt you. Just put this out for all of us, but especially you, Tom. Think about this. Robin and I have known each other since 2022. I was looking at a journal, Robin, that I wrote. I'm not a journal person,
Been
but
a
I saw
long
the
time.
date in a minute.
Yeah.
And she has always encouraged me, like I say, with the radio show. She came from this particular conservative talk show. Host had a responsibility there with that show, and said to me, Dr. Hill, you got a particular unique voice. You should be on radio. You've got a voice for radio. I thought she was saying a face for radio, but that would be my daughter telling me that. But to her encouragement, she's always done that. And so now here we are with using a podcast. I've not been a podcaster. I've not tried to write books and tell you, oh, buy my book. It's a bestseller. I kind of believe in living that life. And Robin and I, for your audience, and you guys need to hear this too, Yvonne and Tom, our relationship really does center around Christ, or centers around God, and it's centered around the light that's in every human being.
Yeah.
And Robin, as a woman of faith, encourages me in as much as my family and as much as other men and women. And what I enjoyed about what she said when she was doing this with you, Yvonne, was she said, Dr. Hill, you got to come on and do this show. I'm like, well, I don't know, Robin. Blah. Well, she encouraged me right around Palm Sunday, to the point that Robin has been instrumental, Yvonne, in your life. And this tool, podcasting, is not something that I'm all excited about, like what Tom was talking about, the reset. But this is a tool that I can deliver to those that I'm in touch with, but thinking about how to distribute. I was sharing this with Tom, I think a couple of days ago, about the distribution channels of people who are doing podcasting. How are they maximizing if you have something to say? I don't, but I think the people that I'm engaged with have something to say, which is why I jumped at the opportunity to promote others. So I'm using this podcast as a tool to promote others. And you folks know who the guests I've had. in this case, Tom, and when I had the idea, I've been on podcasts and on stages with him, so to speak, where he's been the guest speaker. And I'll just say, to be moderately nice, he always does a good job to me because I know the messaging. But some of the hosts, they have an agenda and they want to spread their agenda. I, on the other hand, want to spread people. And what's behind me are the seeds that I've always kept about the parable of the sower. And it's not as much as the message, because I know what my messaging is, and it's about him and the light he gives me. But more importantly, the soil that we send that message to. We can't help what people's minds, the 5 to 6 inches. I use that phrase because Tom coined it. I stole it. When we can change the 5 to 6 inches in between people's ears and they're listening or they see it, this is a tool that I see to use and utilize to spread not only what Tom has to say, but those who are doing things that were like-minded. I think you two do that. So to that point, while Tom is addressing what he just did about the relation reset, Tom, I want you to kind of delve in a little bit more about what your experiences have been in sending those messages to people. You've got great testimonies. I know you might want to talk, if you feel like you want to talk about a couple, but I want you to look at and talk a little bit about this trusted referral partners alliance, and why that came about. What inflection point made you look at that and say, you know what, we could make a difference if we did X? Kind of address that a little bit, Tom.
Well, thank you, Dr. Hill. There are so many places I could bring this into focus, but EngagePro is built on a scriptural foundation, first of all.
Yep.
Throughout it all, there's a cross-reference to where we are guided by the principles in Scripture. And as you started to talk about, and I will answer your question, but as you started to talk about the relationship you have with Robin, let's go back to the Garden of Eden. Most people think of it as the place where the snake came up and tempted, brought temptation and sin. But go before that. The two were created in the garden because of why? God wanted a relationship with them. And he was walking in the garden looking for them. Okay? So, relationship focus or marketing or pursuit goes back to the very beginning. Now, let's bring it forward.
Okay.
I have a lot of time to reflect on where I am and what times we have to impact people. None of us know. However, if we don't take care of the calling in our hearts, then we've missed the opportunity.
Yes.
And the Trusted Referral Partner Alliance came out of a reflective moment where I said, you know, if we're going to have a relationship reset, why don't we set the vision, put the call out to people who believe that this has merit, and I have lots of clients where I've got a great starting place. Let's call them together to an organized structure where people can come together who believe in the power of relationships and knowing that real relationships are born from trust, and trusted relationships are the gateway to partnering. You can see it all comes together. So the vision is and has been out of, well, why don't we bring them together into a community where people who already want or know what the value is of trusted partners, and by extension, get out and start a movement and awareness building and invitation into all of the noisy social platforms to say, you want to explore a better way? You want to see something that's working? You want to see people who want to help you? It's not me pitching my stuff.
Right.
It's and I use the analogy of an American football team. There are 11 players on the field. All of them have a unique desire to win. All of them have distinctly different roles and responsibilities. If the leader leads them well, and they're the right people, and they do their job well, the entire group, the team, reach the goal line and go over it, and everybody wins. They score. If you look at what we can do, I have helped, I'll say thousands, I know it's a big number, and most people can't relate to this, of professional services providers from some of the largest global firms understand that the people they want to meet are already in trusted relationships with providers of other non-competing services. They're already there. Now, if you want to sell your company and you need an accountant, a lawyer, a broker, financial planner, an insurance provider, a leadership team builder, and keep going. Why not join forces with all of them to make sure that your goals can be reached, your destination can be achieved, and all of them can work together and collaborate with each other and share client lists with each other for where your specialty is part of the need set. There's the Trusted Referral Partner Alliance.
Okay.
It's a big vision with a modest start, but the message is resonating because in these times, go look at the delete button on your keyboard and tell me if you can still read the words delete on it.
Oh, wow, I did. That's a good one.
All right, so we got a clock to just helping us to count down. We got about 9 minutes or so left. And so, Tom, what would the one thing, I'm kind of doing what you've taught me to do, but I know it's like listening to your clone. It's like listening to what is that show, Mike Myers thing? The guy, not Mike Myers. That's the character, the guy. Oh my goodness! Austin Powers, and his enemy is what's the guy does this thing? Why I'm having a brain fart? I don't know. But
Agent 99 or something.
Well, that's Get Smart, but this is in Austin Powers, and he had the evil guy, and he had a mini-me. That's what I was trying to get to. He had the mini-me guy, and so I guess I'm Tom Gay's mini-me because I was about to ask him, Tom, what is it in the 8 minutes we have left? What is the one thing that you would like this audience to remember about you that would want them to embrace not only just you personally, but what it means to be a part of the community that you're helping to build? What is that one thing that you'd want the audience to know?
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm not going to talk about me. I'm going to talk about you. Not you, but the larger you.
Yes.
And I've learned that there's one thing that most people are, let's say, susceptible to and can turn it around in 30 minutes and create opportunities coming back to them in 30 minutes. Do you think that might be helpful, Dr. Hill?
I believe it would. For our audience and for Yvonne and Robin, tell them what it is.
You know where I'm going with this.
I do. That's why I'm smiling and saying, let them hear your voice and not mine.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Every one of us have known people who are important to us individually, who we have no longer stayed in touch with for whatever reason. Got busy, they moved away, something came up. You all have them. Every one of you has these kinds of people. Some of them could be previous friends. They could be neighbors who were just simply great people when you broke bread next door to them, but they moved away. Some of them could be former clients. Here's what I want you to do. Now, by the way, I have this whole course inside of Trusted Referral Partner
Yes,
Alliance.
you do.
It's all
Yes, you
there.
do.
But here's the one thing. If I never meet all of you who are watching this and listening to this podcast, you're going to leave with this. I want you to get out your cell phone. Okay, you can do that. Get out your cell phone. I want you to go to your contact list, and I want you to start to scroll and find 10 people who you say, oh crap, I didn't keep in touch with them. Oh man, that was my best client, and I haven't talked with them in 2 years or 3 years or whatever the time is. Okay? Now I want you to make a list of them because I don't want you to forget them on your cell phone.
Got it.
Just write down a list. Now I want you to send each of those people in the next 30 minutes a text message, and I'll role play with you, Dr. Hill.
Come on. Okay.
Okay. Hi, Dr. Hill. Tom here. First of all, let me say how sorry I am that I haven't stayed in touch with you. And I just wanted to reach out and tell you how much you've impacted my life. I hope you're well, and I look forward to us reconnecting. Text message, send, S-E-N-D. Hit the send button. Now, there are other ways you can draft that message that you might be more personally comfortable with.
Right.
That's all in the course.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, if you send that to 10 people in the next 30 minutes, you're going to hear back from it, usually 8 to 9 of them in the next 24 hours.
Mhm.
And there's going to be people surprised. There's going to be people overjoyed. There's going to be people saying, tell us about how your son did at med school or whatever.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Mhm.
I teach this and people do it
Mhm.
because I urge them and encourage them. I had one financial advisor. He's a money manager for people. You know the story.
I know the person. I met the person.
Yeah, well, Chris did this with 15 people. He broke the rules, okay? Instead of 10, he did it with 15. He heard back from 14 people that first day, 14 of 15. Of the 14 who came back, one said, no one's ever done this for me before. I want you to manage my money. And they became his largest client ever. This only happened in early in June.
Yeah, last month. Yeah.
So it became his largest client coming into his portfolio management services. Okay, think about that.
Mm-hmm.
A text message.
A text message.
One other person came back to him and said, Chris, thank you for your message. Because of how you approached me, I want you to be the financial advisor to all of my clients. Now, I don't know how many that represents. So 2 out of 15 text messages. The providence of that for him is amazing.
Yes.
But how many of you could make the first step towards a relationship reset with the gold that's right in front of you? There's a book written a few years ago called 3 Feet from Gold. Okay, most of you know of that book. I was talking with a person today, and I said, I'm sorry, I have to say this. You've heard of the book 3 Feet from Gold? No, you're not 3 feet from gold. You're not. I said you're 2 feet from gold, and you don't know it.
Yeah.
Okay, that became the start of where we're going.
We've got 2 minutes left, Tom. I'm going to wind this down and ask you you're going to have to come back. Yvonne and Robin know that. So I set this up on purpose to say whenever we have time, and that's going to be on your schedule, not mine. But I want to say in closing to all of you, to our audience, you've had the benefit of nuggets that didn't cost you anything. And because Tom and I have the hearts that we have, and all of you too as well, Robin and Yvonne, you have hearts that allow your audience to be benefited and blessed in ways that they can't even enumerate. I'll say this in closing for today's show. Whenever we have Tom back, and as I do this on August the 4th, our next guest will be John Petro Sr. I'm just going to tell you,
Very
yeah,
cool.
he's already on the book.
Yes.
I just want you all to know that the people I've been blessed with, and in the time remaining, Yvonne, I want to thank you because I appreciate you. And what he just told you is not only going to give you better sales results and better meaningful conversations, but that's the one thing that the audience, which I asked him and he answered, that they should play this over and over again and say, I want to be part of what, you four are a part of, and I can see myself in it. So I want to thank you, Yvonne. I'm going to turn it back over to you and Robin. And with the time remaining, just go ahead and close us out for our show for today.
Yes, I want to just say it's been a great show, and I really appreciate you having Tom on the show. And he was joking around like, what kept us apart for so long? And I was kidding around. I said, Paul and Dr. Hill, oh, that's not true, really, because they're the ones that tried to encourage me to go on, so that's kind of what I wanted to clarify is that, all fun and humor aside, what you offer is really productive and helpful to people out there that need this service. And Robin, what do you have to say here?
Oh, there's nothing like it. I'm part of it, and I learn something new I want to say